Hey guys, hope you're having a great day. I just wanted to hop on here and make my video for Amendment number 5, um, the rights in a criminal case. No person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless on a presentment or indictment of a grand jury, except in cases arising in land or naval forces or in the militia, when in actual service in time of war or public danger, nor shall any person be subject for the same offense to be twice put in jeopardy of life or limb, nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself, nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall a private property be taken for public use without just compensation. That's a lot to unpack, Miss Anderson. Okay, let's start at the bottom, and we're going to work our way forward this time. So, nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation. I don't know if some of you go to the city very often, but you notice there's a lot of construction going on I-40 and 29th Street, and they're putting in that big north and south turnpike extension. That was kind of a battle. A lot of people had issue with it because family land was being broke up, and yes, the government came in and those people were compensated, but sometimes there's things more important than the money. But sometimes we have to surrender our land for the good of the public. And right now, I don't think those landowners necessarily feel like it's for the good of the public, but compensation was offered. And so compensation can be offered and should be offered. But sometimes we have to take a step back and look for the good of the people, regardless of our personal thoughts on it. And the second part talks about double jeopardy. So let's say Bubba Gump is at it again, and he gets into a fight at recess. And Mrs. Drew talks to Bubba about his fight at recess. And she squares it away with him, and he's going to get lunch detention Tuesday and Wednesday. And then he gets back to my class, and I'm like, Bubba, I heard you got into a fight at recess. What was that about? Just for that, you're going to have lunch detention. And he goes, well, I've already got it Monday and Tuesday. Well, fine. Now you got it Wednesday. You got Tuesday and Wednesday. Now you got it Thursday and Monday. Because this is not acceptable. And so Bubba goes home and he tells his mom, and his mom calls up and says, why has he got 4 days of lunch detention for one thing? And it's a thing where, yes, he should have lunch detention for 1 day, maybe 2, but now he's got it for 4 days for the same crime. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, yeah, he got in trouble at recess. Mrs. Drew gave him lunch detention Tuesday and Wednesday, and then he said when he got to class, the kids were telling him about it, and you gave him 2 more days of lunch detention. Now he's got 4 days for the same. He's got 2 days from you and 2 days from Drew for the same crime. That don't seem right. And you know what I have to tell that mama? She's right. That doesn't sound right. But if Bubba Gump got into a fight on Monday at recess, I caught him in the fight, and I gave him lunch detention Tuesday and Wednesday for fighting, or for being disrespectful on the playground or whatever. And then he came back Thursday, so he served his Tuesday, he served his Wednesday. He was back out on the playground on Thursday, and he did the same exact bad choice. Excuse me, lunch was good. He did the same bad choice on Thursday. Then he would lose lunch detention. He would get lunch detention Monday and Tuesday. And that's not being punished 2 times for the same crime. That's 2 separate crimes, because one happened on Monday, one happened on Thursday, and he is getting consequences for 2 separate offenses. Does that make sense? So, now, this big hot mess up here. No person shall be held to answer for capital punishments, blah, 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 blah. Miss Anderson, you lost me on like word 10. That's okay. Miss Anderson got lost on like word 15. Basically, it's what the Fifth Amendment says is if you are accused of a crime and the office calls and says, send Bubba Gump down. Bubba Gump needs to keep his mouth shut until he's in Miss Drew's office. And he's looking at Miss Drew or he's looking at Mrs. Gillum, and they're having a conversation about what he did wrong and what they need to do to improve his choices and his behavior. Now, the Fifth Amendment, he can plead the Fifth, and sometimes an administrator will let students off because they like that you've got the knowledge that you need to get in social studies and you understand appropriate application. However, if we're not careful, and we can make ourselves look worse and get in more trouble by claiming Fifth Amendment. Does that make sense? It's really good for like charges that you have to go and talk before other people and you might need a lawyer and all this other stuff. It's best to talk to like one person and let them know what happened and what you did, and let them kind of help you navigate what you need to do to make it better. I know the Fifth Amendment basically is a hard amendment, but in a nutshell, you don't have to tattle on yourself. But remember, sometimes it's better to confess it and learn from it. So, I love you guys. Have a great day, and I will talk to you later.